Is Michael Jordan coming out of retirement to come join the Bulls at the age of 60 or whatever the fuck he is? No, but even better, I am previewing and predicting the Chicago Bulls out of my previewing and predicting every team series on my channel. This is the fourth one, I believe, and I just want to say beforehand, I've not been feeling well. That's why I haven't uploaded. So hopefully, I don't stutter too much or lose my train of thought. We're going to try to just stay on it. Um, but getting into the Chicago Bulls, my favorite thing about this team is the starting lineup when healthy. Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Baby Claw. Fuck you, anyone who ever said that. He's never going to be as good as Kawhi. Never. Just kidding. And Nikola Vucevic. Now, just going from the top to bottom, I think Lonzo Ball's impact on this team is a little underrated. Pull up his stats right here. Oh, no, never mind. These are just his knees. Um, Not looking too great. Sorry. Kind of a really bad joke. But I think Lonzo Ball's impact on this team sometimes goes underrated just because of his ability to guard the other team's best guard. He's been shooting at good clips, and his playmaking ability. They're all really good. He's a plus defender, a really good playmaker, and I would say, a really good 3-point shooter. So Lonzo Ball brings a lot to this team, especially the defense from the guard spot. Um, One thing about this team is it's actually a pretty good defensive roster. But Zach LaVine just got a mega contract, and he deserves it. Good on him. Obviously, he's top 3, top 5 shooting guard, but he's putting up 25, 26, 27 a season. Great shooter, great defender, great dunker and finisher. Pretty good defender. His playmaking ability is all right. DeMar DeRozan, we all know DeMar DeRozan at this point, even though I do think he plays off of Zach LaVine pretty well. I like the Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan fit. Um, I think it's pretty good. Now, is it enough to take you all that far? We'll see. And then Patrick Williams. Um, I really like Patrick Williams. I don't know if he'll ever be able to take a jump like I think he's able to with all this talent around him, which is fine. You can't, you draft people to add on to your roster, not to always develop them. And he's a really good fit here, especially next to Vucevic, because I don't think Vucevic is that great of a defender. And he had a down season last year offensively with the consistency. So I think he's a good fit there just to maybe help out with the defensive load. Um, Down there. But talking about Vucevic, I wanted to talk about the Vucevic trade. I didn't talk about it in my Magic video because I wanted to here. And who won? And on face value, you would probably say the Magic just because, holy shit, what is going on with this guy's hair? Okay. Um, on face value, you'd probably say the Magic because, Wendell, Franz Wagner has been really good. Sorry, this guy's hair is just fucking pissing me off. Wagner's really good. Wendell might be just as good as Vucevic, and we got an extra first out of it and cleared his money. And those are all fair things to say. The only thing that I would disagree with is that DeMar DeRozan Vucevic was a big reason of the DeMar DeRozan signing. So, I mean, if you look at it from they weren't going to get him without it, if you look at DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic versus Wendell, Franz Wagner and an extra first, which probably won't be very good next year. I would say the Bulls definitely got the better end out of it, and they get to be competitive because they were pretty bad for a while. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good starting lineup. I like the fit. Really, not any bad defenders. I mean, LaVine and DeRozan are both but I wouldn't say they're negative defenders. And then Patrick Williams and Lonzo I like a lot. So starting lineup is good. It's one of the better starting lineups in basketball. Now the next thing I wanted to talk about was the bench. Because here it has Goran Dragic, Caruso, Ayo Dosunmu. Keep your eye out for him. Really high on him. And I like his defensive impact too. I think Caruso and Dosunmu, great defensive backcourt right there. You might see Caruso get moved over. Javonte Green is someone I'm actually a little higher on than some people are, but not like a everyday rotational piece. Derrick Jones Jr. is a guy like high flyer. His three ball's gone better. Great lengthy defender. I think he's a good backup power forward. And then Andre Drummond. We know that Andre Drummond's probably one of the better backup centers in the league to this point, and they got him for a cheap deal. So this bench honestly isn't too bad. Now, what I want to get into is Kobe White, and I don't necessarily think Kobe White is a bad player. I just don't think he has a fit here anymore. So I am going to move Kobe White for THT. It might not be the sexiest thing, but I think it just helps out a little more. Tristan Thompson is just there for, but Kobe White, he just adds some shooting to the Lakers. It's not a Lakers video, so I won't talk about it. And then THT, um, you just hope that he can be another ball handler off the bench. I would probably play Caruso at the 3 at this point. So you'd go AO, IO, sorry. THT, Caruso, Derrick Jones Jr., and Andre Drummond. And I actually really like that. I think it's a pretty good bench. I think it flows well. There's another trade I had, and that was just adding a guy like Rudy Gay. You can be just about anybody, but I just thought Javonte Green is probably fine with Tony Bradley in a couple seconds. And that's if you don't do the Kobe White trade. So then you would have Io, Caruso, Rudy Gay, Derrick Jones Jr., Andre Drummond with Kobe White around here somewhere, or you can try to package him somewhere else. They also have Delon Terry, don't know much about him. But I want to do a quick would you rather. I have 3 teams. And I'm very high on this Bulls roster, but when I do this would you rather, I think people are going to think I'm not. But the first team I have is the Atlanta Hawks. And this one is tough for me because the Hawks by far have the best player if they were to play in a series. Well, I think the talent is maybe a little more well-rounded in Chicago. But I think I would take the Hawks. That backcourt between Trey and DeJounte we're going to have to figure out. But I think I would take the Hawks in that series. The next team is the Raptors. I think I would take the Raptors. I'm very high on the Raptors. They were my surprise team last year. For me, it's just the defense they can bring. They have so many guys that can switch anywhere. They might even fucking get Kevin Durant, which I don't think will happen, but there's a chance of it. So I think I would take the Raptors. And the Hawks and Raptors are 2 teams I'm high on. And then the last team I had was the Cavs. I'm very high on the Cavs too, but this shows probably about where I sit with the Bulls. I would take the Bulls over the Cavs. I think the Cavs will be better than the Bulls in years coming with Garland, Okoro if he takes a step, and then their center duo obviously of Neal and Allen. But I don't think they're there yet. So with the Bulls, I have them around 45 and I didn't do the math, 37, I think. Around that 45 win. I don't know where that would place them. But I think that would be like fringe playoff play-in team. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want me to try to throw some more jokes in these videos, I definitely can. I just don't know how to match it. And also, the knees joke was pretty fucking shitty. But other than that, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully I'm feeling better. And